All right, I hope this can be read. It's a little hard. It's not the darkest, but it says system. This is system of equations for word problems. Yesterday we did the easiest ones that I knew of to show you, right? Of an example of word problems where you might use systems of equations. Today I'm taking it one step further. It's a little more complicated.
Like medium?
And it's like medium. And I'm going to show you how you set these up. There's going to be two equations again. And we're going to talk about the difference between the two equations. Okay, so it says Aunt Petunia spent $18 to buy 9 boxes. Some were boxes of toothpicks, some were boxes of matches. The box of toothpicks, or at least a box of toothpicks, cost $1.20, and a box of matches cost $2.40. How many of each box did she buy? So what we're looking for is we're looking for two different types of equations. If I go through this for a second and I look at what they gave me, Aunt Petunia spent $18. What is $18? Is that a value?
Yes.
That's a value. That's money, right? To buy 9
That's a value.
boxes. Is 9 a value?
Yes.
9 is more like a quantity
Oh.
of how many boxes she bought, right? So 9 is quantity. Does that make sense? Do you see the difference?
Yes.
It's not $9. It's not a value.
To buy $9.
It's a number of the number of boxes she bought, right? This tells you the total amount of money she spent, right? That's value. So that's money. This is quantity of boxes, right? So now let's try to create equations. We want to have one. I'm sorry, what? What happened? What happened? Okay, so this is my lecture, guys. You guys, you got to really pay attention. So have you written this down? Domenica, have you written value over this word?
Yeah.
In the corner? Okay. So, now I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. Hang on a second. Where was I?
You were
So-
saying it's more like quantity, it's not really...
Right.
like
So
the
we
value.
actually need to have two different equations. One is going to be a quantity equation, quantity of boxes, right? So let's think about that. So we have 9 boxes total, and how could we identify boxes of toothpicks? T, right? Maybe we could do T and M. Boxes of matches would be M. So we'll do that. We'll think about that. So T is the number of boxes of toothpicks, right? Of toothpicks. It's just helpful, right now it's just helpful to write this out. Eventually you won't have to necessarily write this out. M is the number of boxes of matches. I don't like this marker. I'm going to change to orange. Jeez.
The big marker.
Aunt Petunia spent $18 to buy 9 boxes. All right. What could I, using this information, the T is the number of toothpick boxes and M is the number of match boxes, and I know that she bought 9 boxes total. What could be my first equation?
T plus M equals 9.
Yeah, because the number of toothpick boxes plus the number of match boxes, right, has to equal 9 boxes total, right? So we could say, so this is a quantity, right?
You forgot the N. It says quantity.
Quantity. This is a great lecture, I'll just tell you. Really good lecture. Okay, quantity. Okay, here we go. So this is going to be T plus M is equal to 9. That's pretty easy.
Yes.
So if you're thinking quantity, that makes sense. Now we're going to look at value. We got to have an equation on value. How much does each toothpick box cost?
$1.20.
$1.20. So I could write $1.20 right here.
Oh my god.
$1.20, and I put a T after it. What would that tell me?
You have $1.20 of teas.
Yeah, and then once I figure out how many T's, how many toothpick boxes I bought, I could multiply it times that. That's my total value of toothpick boxes that I bought. Or she bought, excuse me. And then plus, what would I put here? 240. That's the value of a toothpick box, so I'm going to put 2.40 times B. That'll tell me my total value that sorry.
Times B.
Times M. I'm glad you guys are thinking.
We're
Okay,
buying boxes.
equals,
to 18.
what was my total, what was her total amount? $18.
$18,000.
$18. All right, and I'll put the decimals in there. Okay,
$18,000.
now, so now we have two equations. And now we have a choice here. A lot of times when you have dollars and cents, it's easier to just change it all to cents and then put it back into dollars at the end, right?
Later.
Because then you don't have to deal with all these decimals. So why don't we do that? So we're going to change this one to 120, 240, and 1800, right? Right? You all understand how I did that?
Yes.
Right? Okay. So now what would we do? How would you solve it? Sal, what would you do?
Multiply the top club problem by like negative 120.
Okay. So we're going to multiply this one times negative 120. So we've got negative, I'll write it down here and then I can combine them. So negative 120t plus, minus 120m is equal to, what's 12 times 9?
108.
Okay, 1080. That's,
108.
is that right?
Yeah, 108.
And it's negative though, right? All right?
Yeah.
All right, so now look at that. We have two equations and our t's are going to cross out. Awesome, so we're going to add these together. All I'm going to have is m's. So 240 minus 120 is 120, right?
Yep. Yes.
So 120m
Equals
equals
720.
720. All right, so now I'm going to divide by 120. Divide by 120. M is equal to, 12 goes into 72. How many times?
9.
No, 6, right? So 12, 6, this times 6 is going to be that, so it's 6. So what does that mean?
M equals 6 cents.
What does M stand for again? Let's look over here.
6 boxes of matches.
M stands for the number of boxes of matches. We just figured it out. We know that she bought 6 boxes of matches.
Now we can talk.
So how do we figure out how many boxes of toothpicks she bought?
Well, there's two
How would we do it?
T equals 6.
T plus 6, that's M is now 6, whoops, equals 9.
T equals 3.
Subtract 6, T is equal to 3. So then I would actually come over here and I would say in words, since it's a word problem, I would say Aunt P bought
3 boxes of matches.
what? 3 boxes of toothpicks,
Of tooth matches. Tooth knives.
toothpicks,
Tooth forks.
and 6 boxes of matches. And then I'm done,
Same.
right? So this one, so we're just going to review this just a
Why did
second.
she buy so many matches?
Wait.
Yeah, that is a really good question. That was the point of my whole lecture, Sal, is why did she buy so many matches?
This is now a detective class.
Right. So remember, when you get these, they talk about buying a certain number of something, and they're also talking about amount of money. We got 2 different things. One is quantity of things she purchased. The other is value of the things she purchased, right? You see the difference between the two?
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
But you could have
Next
done
year-
it the other way, right?
What other way?
Multiply with 240 negative.
I could have multiplied this by negative 240.
Yeah, but it would have been harder.
Right. I mean, it's either way, it doesn't matter. It just would be bigger numbers. You'd have negatives. It'd be easier to do than you did. But